Today, I would like to introduce you to Ms. Nadine Larder of PrinterBees, an online printing company, which can be found at printerbees.com. Hello, Nadine.
Yes. Hi, how are you, Sarah?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Great.
So why don't we start off first by telling us what your role is at PrinterBees?
I am the founder of PrinterBees. I founded PrinterBees in 2008, and I was at one time, did have the title Queen Bee, was my title at PrinterBees, but I handed my crown over so that I could work on my business instead of in it. So, I'm now just Nadine, and I'm just the founder.
We like that. We like that. All right. Tell us a little bit about PrinterBees, its history, the business model, its mission, if you will.
Okay, that's a big question. Let me do my best to stay on track in answering it. PrinterBees is a print marketing company. We also do, as a print marketing company, our clients, we serve small businesses. We have a special niche with realtors. We have another special niche that we do a lot of business card printing for people in the MLM, Herbalife, ACN. Those are our two big ones. And we provide full service marketing for small business owners who really cannot afford to have a marketing department. And so our role with a lot of our clients is basically to be their marketing department.
Okay, great. So you are much more than just a printing company. You could be considered an outsourced marketing effort.
Absolutely. And we want to be. When we started PrinterBees, one of the companies that really stood out when I started PrinterBees was Vistaprint, because whenever, everybody knows who Vistaprint is because they spend $25,000 a day on pay-per-click marketing. I've researched it. It's crazy. That's the monster I'm competing with. And as I started PrinterBees, one of the things I did was I hired myself a coach about internet business to teach me about how to successfully launch a business on the internet. And one of the things that he was very, very clear with me about is that I needed to find something that made me different, something that made us unique to all the other printing companies out there. And so the full service marketing, we do a lot of hand-holding. We don't make our clients don't create their own files. We create them for them because they are not marketing people. They're business owners.
Right.
And business owners are busy running a business. They don't really have the wherewithal from, what I know of our clients to be, coming up with marketing ideas, figuring out what niche they should go after. There's just so much to a good marketing plan. Mm-hmm. And our clients need that sort of assistance.
Okay. So you consult with them on their marketing plan. You handle the printing for them. Now, mm-hmm. Do you do this printing in-house or do you have a vendor that you work with?
One of the things that's so special about PrinterBees is that we don't actually own a printer. I own an inkjet, and I tell people that all the time when they ask me where's your printing done. I say, well, I promise you that I'm not going to print your stuff on my printer because it's an inkjet and you can print that yourself. So all of our printing is brokered out. We do business with print houses, with businesses all over the country that we've identified as a great source. We're very picky about quality. So we have a very select list of vendors that we work with who supply our customers the finished product that we have designed and sent to the printing press, for lack of a better term.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So all of these are definite differentiators for you and are
Yes.
part of your niche that you've carved out for yourself.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now,
I can go into more detail about why our customers love us over the Vistaprints of the world, because there's lots of them. The reason people work with PrinterBees over other companies is because every single file that we print, every single customer that we work with, their files, their print marketing is touched and designed by a professional graphics designer. A lot of the other companies that are doing what we do, they use what's called variable data printing. And variable data printing is basically taking information and even an image and slapping it somewhere on a postcard so that, like, if you were to order the same postcard I ordered,
right,
they would look identical except for the fact that your headshot maybe is different than mine. And the contact information is different.
Basically,
the reason that we're
wrapper around it.
Exactly. It's not custom. Mm-hmm. All of our clients, they choose we offer our clients templates, just like a lot of the other printing companies.
Yeah.
The difference is that with our templates, you provide us the information. So you give us the information that you want on the template, and a professional graphics designer who knows what they're doing, has gone to school for graphics design, puts it all together and makes it look beautiful so that when your marketing is sent out, it doesn't look like you did it yourself. It looks like you care about your marketing. It shows you care about your marketing. It makes you look like you have a marketing department. And you really are, it's us that we're doing it. And a lot of people, we get phone calls when somebody says, well, I can get a postcard, for 5 cents less somewhere else. Okay, well, go get your postcard somewhere else for 5 cents because they're not going to touch it. They are just slapping data into a spreadsheet, and that's variable data printing. That is not what we do. We do custom design for every client down to the color scheme, the headshot, the logo, and it's all placed by a person, not a computer.
And you also do the fulfillment. You do the mailing, correct?
We do mailing. Some of our clients want us to mail their marketing materials, and some don't. So for those of us that do, for those clients that do want us to do their mailing, yes, we do. And honestly, for those clients that don't have us do their mailing, I think it has to do with they don't realize how much they could be saving. They're paying 44 cents to mail a postcard when we can mail it for 27.
Okay.
So I think a lot of, for the clients that aren't using us for mailing, it has to do with they're just uneducated. And we need to do a better job of educating them how to lower their marketing costs.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Now, one thing I've been looking forward to talking to you, Nadine, because you stand in a distinctive position actually between two worlds, literally between that of print and online. You sell print products, but you market that service online. So I would like to get your very distinctive perspective on the impact of the internet and technology, and even mobile media marketing on the print marketing industry. And if you could just give us your take on that.
Oh my, I really have huge opinions about it, actually. So we obviously at Printerbees are a very internet-focused online company, but we're also a printing house, so that, we're not a print house, but we also sell printing, so we have to help people find a good balance between the two. Okay. In 2007, 2008, when you went to your mailbox, it was filled with postcards. From realtors, from small business owners, from people who do closet organization, you name it, there was postcards in your mailbox. And as the shift to the internet has happened, now you go to your inbox and you experience the same stuff that was in your mailbox, right?
Nice, right? Yes.
So our inboxes are cluttered. Our inboxes have so much stuff in them that we don't really want. Like I have a special email account that I use just when I'm signing up to get information, because I don't want people having my direct email address and spamming me all day. Yeah. With print marketing, right now there's no competition at the mailbox. There is no competition at the mailbox. And for, realtors, which is a huge segment of the people that we service, the door is wide open to combine your print marketing with your online marketing. Because if you don't have a good search engine optimization plan and you're not big into social media and you don't have a good pay-per-click plan, how are people going to find you on the internet?
Right.
The only way they're going to find you is if you direct them there. And I've in the last year, I've been a real advocate of people making sure to put their QR codes on their marketing pieces. We add them for free. We don't charge. The fastest way for somebody to collect your information and keep it is through a QR code. It's the fastest method into a person's phone. And we live and die by our phones, our mobile phones.
But when did you start using QR codes? Because obviously we used the Mark Ostrovsky, I think, was one of the first authors to put QR codes in a book with Get Rich Click.
Good for him.
And of course, this is how we're arriving at these interviews right here today, is because the QR codes are in his book, Word of Mouth. When did you hit on the QR code idea, and how long have you been implementing it, and how are your customers responding to it?
We have been doing QR codes for probably more than a year. We've been doing them for a long time. One of the benefits of a small business is quick, fast communication. So when the queen bee of printer bees, who's not me anymore, when the queen bee is talking to her customers and she gets a call and somebody says to her, I would like to put a QR code on my marketing piece, and she does not know what a QR code is, because I didn't know what a QR code was over a year ago.
Yeah.
As soon as she gets 2 phone calls or 2 requests, she contacts me and says, I need you to research this. And I researched the heck out of it. And QR codes are the bomb. I am such an advocate of QR codes. I studied all the way back to their origination in Japan. I'm a freak with the QR codes. They're huge. They can lead, especially with print marketing. Yeah. I've had people ask me, well, how do I use a QR code in your online marketing? You don't. QR codes are for print marketing exclusively, and is the fastest way to get somebody, like I said, in the phone. In the phone, they're going to find you.
Yep. Do you see yourself, and maybe you already do this, but aside from QR coding business cards and brochures and what have you, how about getting into the business of actually just QR coding, like labels that go on products that sit on shelves in stores and so forth?
We're not going into that space right now, because I think that's more of a corporate, business type model. Like when you go to Best Buy, they implemented it quite a long time ago. When you go to Best Buy, there is QR codes on most labels on their shelves. And there is companies that do specialize in that. I don't see our small business clientele really getting into, I don't think we're the right fit for that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's talk about, we've talked about kind of the customer end of things and your business and your product and services. Now let's talk about more the operational side of the equation. Obviously, your business relies heavily on the internet and internet technology.
Yes.
And I would think that at the heart of that is database marketing. And CRM, customer relationship management. So I'd like to ask you a few questions about that. And especially if you can talk to the point about how you use database marketing or CRM. I believe you use Infusionsoft, just as
we do
at Razor Media. Can you tell us how you do it, how you use your CRM tools to help you build customer loyalty from lead capture all the way to follow-up and customer retention?
Yes. Oh, yes, I can. First of all, I should say I should do commercials for Infusionsoft, because I am such a huge fan. That product has made such a huge difference in printer bees. I can't even begin to tell you. When we started with our email marketing, about 3 years ago, we were using iContact, only because I knew I had to have an email marketing solution. I wouldn't consider myself good at email marketing 2 years ago. I would consider myself myself very much a beginner at it, and I had a lot to learn. But I also have a background in CRM. At one of my past jobs, I was in charge of a huge corporate CRM project, and it was my job to set the sales process up on what would happen, first, then second, then third, and then fourth. So I understand CRM. I knew what I needed with CRM. And I had been searching, and I'm not kidding you, I had been searching for 2 years, trying to find a solution that would do what I wanted it to do. Because I wanted to manage email addresses. I wanted to collect data about my customers. I wanted to be able to segment them by which industry they're in, what type of products they're interested in. I want to be able to market to my customers and be able to segment the difference between a customer and a prospect. That is not possible with a program like iContact or Constant Contact, those are great programs, don't get me wrong, and they work really well for a very, basic email marketing program. I wanted to take it a step further. I wanted to make sure that I was getting those repeat business. I wanted to make sure that when my client ran out of business cards that they came back to me. And I know from being in sales and marketing my entire life that the only way that you're going to get repeat business is to stay in touch.
Okay.
If you don't stay in touch, people forget you. They've got all that stuff in the inbox. They've got all their stuff in the mailbox that they get. They're not going to remember us unless we remind them. And even though our bee is so cute, and we get so many comments about how cute our bee is, they're still not going to remember us.
All right, so
and then they're going to end up with a Vista print.
He is a cute bee. So let me ask you, let's start from the beginning. How do you go about building your database? How do you capture your emails? And then let's work into how you do get them back. Do you have triggers or alerts that are built into your CRM tool that help you make sure they come back to your business for their next printing needs? But let's start with how do you build your database?
You mean like a brand new customer?
Yeah.
Starting from scratch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things I learned when I really started getting into the internet, I'm a huge nerd, first of all. I am a huge technology geek. I love technology more than most people. And one of the things I learned as I was really starting to get into the internet aspect was that I was told, you have to build a database. You have to build a database. You have to build a database. And I was told that repeatedly. So I figured it must be important. I didn't know how to go about building a database. So I was fortunate to attend a seminar or a class that I just stumbled onto for search engine optimization. I didn't know what SEO was. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know how to get to the front page of Google other than to pay for a click. I didn't know anything. And I went to this class, and it was like, I can't even explain to you. It was like sparkly dreams. I don't know. It was like the curtain was pulled back on something that I had been searching and trying to figure out that I didn't even know I needed to know.
Wow.
And so I started to focus on SEO to try to get people to the site. And we hit one keyword and the gates opened. Literally, I hit one keyword where we started getting, we had no orders because my business, when I first started it, I was doing face-to-face sales. We were meeting with people, and it was not a good business model. And I'm an entrepreneur. This is my fourth company.
Wow.
And the problem with one of my last businesses, I was a sales trainer, and I would go to different, companies like McAfee. I trained at McAfee. I trained at really big companies, their sales staff, and I was making a really good living. But the problem was, if I didn't show up for work, I wasn't going to get paid. So, and my father I was doing really well, and my father said to me, what's your exit strategy? What are you going to do if you get sick? And I was like, that's a really interesting question. And so back in 2000, I actually spent $10,000 having a website built for online sales training. I was way ahead of my time. The world was not ready for online sales training in 1999, 2000. Yeah. And I threw $10,000 into the wind.
Wow.
With that, I'm all about, hey, I've made lots of mistakes in my life, and I'm all about mistakes are just opportunities to do it different next time.
Excellent.
So one of the things that I recognized was a huge problem in my business, because I had already learned this mistake, is that if I was required, my presence was required to make a sale, then there's no exit strategy. And my goal is to be sitting on the beach drinking martinis when I'm done raising my 5 kids. So I had to have a way to be able to exit.
Yeah.
Infusionsoft, I know it took me a long time to get to this point, but if Infusionsoft has really played a role in my being able to have a solid exit strategy. I knew I needed something. I knew I needed something to multiply myself. I knew I needed something to multiply Nicole, who is the queen bee. And the customers love Nicole. They think she's the cat's meow when it comes to customer service, taking care of the client. There's no one better than she is. Mm-hmm. And they love her. So what we did is when I found Infusionsoft, it really was like the gates of heaven were opening up to me. I swear to you. And the salesperson that I talked to probably remembers the conversation that we had over a year ago, because I think by the time the conversation was over, I was selling him Infusionsoft instead of him selling me, because I was so excited. So we exported all of our contacts from iContact, and that's where, so we were gathering leads via customers, because once they ordered, we have their email address. But other than that, we really weren't doing a great job. I'm not going to lie. We had people requesting print samples, and we weren't necessarily doing a great job at following up on them. And when somebody requests a print sample, it's pretty clear they must want printing. Right. And so that was where it kind of started with us doing a better job at managing the leads.
Okay.
Is we changed the website when I implemented Infusionsoft. One of the first things I did with my business coach, which is the other thing that's fabulous about Infusionsoft, is they have a business coach to help you set these processes up. Nice. So one of the first things I did with my business coach was to set up a web form for people to request print samples. Mm-hmm. So that we could start really managing those print samples. And so the process goes like this. Somebody comes online, they request a print sample. We package up a nice print sample and send it out to them. We first let them know we've received your request for a print sample. When they get that email saying we've received your request, it does not come from PrinterBees. It used to. It now comes from Nicole. Oh. All communication, and this has been a big deal for us. This is a change we made in the last 3 months, and it's a big change. Every email communication from PrinterBees comes from a person, not the company, because people don't open emails from companies. They open emails from people they know. Yes. So our open rates went way up about 3 months ago when I made this change. Mm-hmm. So the print sample goes out with an introduction that says, hello, my name is Nicole. I handle your account here at PrinterBees. I'm your main contact. Feel free to contact me anytime that you have questions. Your print samples are on the way. Mm-hmm. Then about a week later, maybe 4 or 5 days, another email goes out that says, if you haven't received your print samples, you should have received them by now. Please contact me. Something's wrong so that I can resend them. Then if they don't respond to that, obviously they've received their print samples. So then another email goes out that says, you've requested print samples. Here's a coupon. You must be interested in printing. That's the only reason people order print samples. What kind of printing do you need? How can I help? And that all comes from Nicole, and it's completely automated.
So that starts the
last, and it starts to, because they see Nicole's name in their inbox. And they know Nicole. It's not just a company; it's a person. And that I think I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that companies make. Right in this day and age with technology, the biggest mistake that companies make is you take the person out of the communication with the company. It's like, who enjoys calling Comcast? Yeah. Calling Comcast is a nightmare. Right. Calling AT&T is a nightmare. And I wanted something different for our clients. I wanted our clients to be able to have a name and somebody that they could call, a direct phone number. Imagine how these big businesses, how different it would be if we actually could have a contact to call. Yeah. And so with that, we implemented that. Now the final email that goes out, and we get so many responses to this email. I talked to Nicole this morning, and she said to me, this particular email has made such a huge difference. What I did is I came up with the email template, and it's 4 weeks after the sample packet goes out. And the email subject says, I don't want you to think I'm stalking you. ... And it comes from Nicole. Exactly. Because it's, I had to figure out ways to personalize something that's automated, because I don't want people to think that we don't care and that they're just getting automated emails. I want them to feel and know that we really do care. There really is a person on the other end of the phone that they can reach out to, and we really are here to help them. So Nicole sends out that the email goes out. It says, I don't want you to think I'm stalking you, ... And then it says, hi, I just wanted to follow up with you. I sent you print samples 4 weeks ago. I don't want you to think I'm stalking you, but I also don't want you to think I forgot you. Your business is important. Here's a coupon. What can we do to help? And she has so...
Is that like a trigger that is set for an X period of time after a print order ships? Is that how that works?
It's after a print sample goes out.
Okay.
Because we know that once the print sample goes out, 4 weeks after that print sample goes out, if we have not received an order, we reach out to the customer. Well, Nicole automatedly reaches out to the customer and says, I don't mean to stalk you. I'm sorry. Please don't find me offensive. But I also want to make sure I'm taking good care of you. Did you need help deciding on your printing? What do you need help with? You ordered print samples, so you must need printing. And it even says that in the email. Well, you ordered print samples, so...
Can I ask you, in terms of building all the logic, all the triggers, the 4 weeks after print sample, send out this automated message. That's something that you have total control of, using your CRM tool right now. How easy is that to do?
Oh my gosh. Once you, I'm not gonna lie. The setting up it's not easy. It's intense. It takes concentration, and it takes like in the book E-Myth, where you got to step away from your business sometimes, and you got to work on your business instead of in it. Mm-hmm. With Infusionsoft, I really had to step away from my business. Mm-hmm. To look at it from an aerial view and work on it instead of in it, to figure out these processes. And I literally took probably a month away for, not all at one time, but it took me a long time to implement. And there was a lot of thought that went into how much time would elapse. And I would have to say that my coach, who was Mark, at Infusionsoft, really helped me identify and narrow down what those triggers needed to be and when. Okay.
Well, so, and then after
and that's just on the new leads.
Okay. It sounds to me like, then you perhaps are a believer in revisiting, tweaking, refining what you've already built. Do you do that, and do you run analytics and
oh my God. You know how some people get up in the morning and check the weather every day? Yeah. There's some people that get up and check their bank accounts every day, whatever. I get up and read my analytics every day.
Nice.
I love Google Analytics. It's one of my favorite tools. because it really helps you to know what's going on. And the dashboard within Infusionsoft also really helps you to know what's going on. And we have figured out a lot of tricks that I'm happy to share with you on how to really utilize Infusionsoft in ways that I don't think people are probably using it. We use Infusionsoft in really creative ways.
I would love to, if you can hit some of those as like quick bullet points, we are going to need to wrap up here in a minute. Or if you want to send them to me, we'd be happy to include them in the book.
Okay, well, let me just tell you that with Infusionsoft, our repeat business, there's a couple of key things. So I would say a year ago, maybe 20 to 25% of our business was repeat business. Discussion this morning with the Queen Bee, and we're at 50% repeat business. And it's because, repeat business is much less expensive than finding a new customer. Courting the customers that you have, and you've already developed a relationship with those people. They already know who you are. They know what products you carry. They know the quality. They know who they're dealing with. There's no surprise. There's no question. And so by marketing consistently to our past client database, we have increased our repeat business to 50%. Wow. And we've seen a growth of 50% in our gross sales over 2010 to 2011. 50% growth.
That's incredible.
In our gross sales, and our staff has doubled in size since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of 2012, we've literally doubled the size of our staff.
That's incredible, and that's something because you attribute that directly to your CRM.
Yes. And one of the things that is really so cool about Infusionsoft, like I told you, I should be doing commercials, is. And are you familiar with have you seen the dashboard when you're in there before?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay, so when you do an email blast through Infusionsoft, or you send an email, period, it shows you on the home screen who's opened, who's clicked, how many times somebody opened the email, things like that. And so what I've done is I've actually set up a trigger so that when somebody opens the email and clicks on a link, it creates an immediate task. It's like that.
Yeah.
It creates an immediate task that is sent to the customer service person, whoever owns the account in Infusionsoft. Mm-hmm. And a message is sent to that person saying, you have a prospect that is on the website right now.
Wow.
Call them. And it's because we can see that they clicked. We know they're there. We know they're on the site, and they don't necessarily have to know that we know they're on the site. We can just call them and say, hey, we just did an email blast and we wanted to follow up with you and see if you had questions. You know they have questions because they clicked the link and they're on the site.
Right.
We have other situations where we have a client by the last name of Stanton is her name. Mm-hmm. And she's here locally to us. And she opened one of our emails about 50 times one day. And we can see that she opened that email 50 times. And I can see not only did she open that email 50 times, she opened other emails the same day. That's a huge clue. That's a clue that somebody is looking for something. They maybe can't find the answer to the question they're looking for. I mean, you never know. And so we use that dashboard to tell us what our clients are interested in, because we can tell by the links they click. There's just a wealth of information. If you watch what the customers are doing in Infusionsoft, you have so much visibility into your business. So much.
What ended up happening? You called the person who opened that email 50 times, or?
One of our salespeople has called this lady just within the last week, and she hasn't been able to get through to her. But I can tell you another story with another gal. I'll call her Ms. Perez. She was another person who she sent me an email she's a past client from like 2.5 years ago, and she sent me an email. She's in our email marketing database, but she knows me personally. So she sent me an email saying, I'm interested in magnets. I forwarded that off because I don't do sales anymore. And when I get my fingers in things they don't belong, I mess them up. And so I forwarded it along to the proper person, and they had a hard time catching up. We could see that Ms. Perez had clicked and looked at that email like 40 times. And I'm not exaggerating, 40 times. I said, can somebody please pick up the phone and call this woman? She ordered 600 magnets.
Wow.
From us. And it's because we could see that she was interested. We could see it's so obvious when you look at the dashboard of Infusionsoft when a customer needs help. It's so obvious if you just pay attention.
Being a fly on the wall, right?
It seriously is like being it really is like being a fly on the wall when a person clicks and you can see that when you see that they've opened it again and again and again, you've got a hot prospect right there. And that's why I have triggers set up to let my salespeople know. Your client has questions right now. Call them, pick up the phone, email them, do something. You have somebody that's interested and they're hot.
Awesome.